It's funny how Liverpool win it and then Fiko decides to rock up.
This is the only time it's relevant to show up.
Bro, how did we get Fiko on? I'm curious. Like, I didn't even know about this.
Well, there's two things. One, he wanted to talk about the Turkish league, and the second one, he wanted to talk about the Premier League.
Oh, there it is.
Fraud.
Take it off. Hey, take it off.
I'm missing a star here, but I can get one off you guys. You guys have 5 on there.
Take it off. Let's see.
Well, technically, we do have 5. Have you heard that? What's the story behind that?
What's the story?
We'll talk about that. You know what? Let's talk about our 5 stars.
Talk about your 5 stars.
So the only reason why we've got 5 stars is because the Turkish Football Federation actually took off championships off us when they didn't count them. Is that right?
No, it's not technically right, but there's a bit of that.
So Fener decided to just add their own stars to it.
What do you mean? They just got 5 stars just because?
Yeah.
No, so the story is obviously like football. Like
Talk into it.
Like in England, it didn't start in 1991, right?
Yeah.
So when Liverpool
Some people
count 20 premierships, it's from when the football league started.
Yes.
Okay, they don't count.
Yeah, but with essentially.
Thank you for agreeing with
So
me.
really, by that logic,
Twice.
we've
You've
got
got
2,
two.
and by that logic, Fenerbahce have 19.
Okay.
But really, if we're counting it, Fenerbahce have won 28, I think you guys.
But they don't count it.
What do you mean? How do you not count? I don't get
Okay,
it.
if you count your ones, how much is that? Similar?
I think if we added them, it'd be like 27 or 28 or something.
So,
Something like very
so it would be
similar.
on 5 as well, technically. So how come they don't count them? Just out of curiosity.
I think they don't count them because it's what it's based off. It's like the specific league of the city. So it's like an Istanbul league, and there was like 5 teams. And
so
they
it wasn't like
didn't
a
play
national league.
twice.
But that's like
It was
saying
one of those like round robin tournaments. You do it like fucking Jackson's Road.
Yeah.
But that's
You know what I mean?
Okay, but that's like saying I'm going to stray off topic, but that's like saying Essendon 16. Pretty much 12 of your ones don't count because you won it. It was 4 teams in the
They
league.
absolutely don't count.
Exactly.
They
I agree.
absolutely don't count.
Yeah, but 16 flags.
No,
Every
no,
time I
I-
talk about Essendon.
How can a team that hasn't won a final for 20 years talk about 16 flags?
That and also you only played against 4 teams, like you said.
Exactly. So
I still stand by my
yeah.
5. Fuck
So Fenerbahce have
5 stars.
All right. So by that logic, Essendon have 16
Yes.
premierships. Thanks.
Welcome back, guys. You join us again.
Can I grab the
Yeah, cool. Mid
phone.
introduction. Hey, can I have that?
What's with you and interrupting?
Sorry,
So,
Can I also say before we start and get it over and done with, because since Riyadh just interrupted him again, I'll just say congratulations to girls today for winning the championship. You were the better team this year. I hope you guys never win another title again, but congratulations.
Thanks, bro.
just for this season.
Yes.
Fair enough.
It means a lot coming from you. I don't think I've ever heard you
I
say
got-
those words ever in my life.
Blink if you've been forced to say this. Nah, congrats.
That's it. Yeah, it's not me. It's actually not me forcing him as well. That's the funny part.
Osimhen, just too good. He actually literally carried the team to a title.
Hey, speaking about Osimhen though, like if he comes to the Prem,
I reckon he'll do all right.
if he
Well,
comes to the
David
Prem,
Jordan.
Speaking of prolific goal scorers,
Yes.
we've just debuted our first 5-a-side vlog. 7-a-side, but everyone knows it as 5-a-side.
you're
You
right.
know?
Fives, yeah.
Soccer Fives. So every Monday night, we are a part of a group that plays at Soccer Fives in Dandenong, and we've decided to now introduce that as some of our fresh new content. So the plan is once a month to be recording a game from our Soccer Sevens nights. We're going to also bring in Tuttoverse Boys, which is the league from our Mondays, and we actually have the creator of said league with us tonight.
And
Yeah.
the president.
Creator,
Some
president.
would say not president. I've heard a couple of backstabbers, but it's all right.
Tell us a
You
bit
know who you
about it. How'd you make it? Where'd it come from? What
So-
made you want to do it?
I reckon everyone, there's a misconception. This is why it's good to talk about it now because I can finally get out there. I haven't had the platform to talk about it.
The platform's all yours, brother.
Tutto Boys is not actually the league. You know what I mean? Tutto Boys it started off as way back. We used to play like as a 5-a-side team. We were in the league. Like we'd play soccer fives in the actual like Wednesday league, I think it was. And we used to have a team called Interfilms with the boys. So it was like me, Nas, Mas, Okan, I think Fuat. So it's 5 of us every week.
Bunch of bots.
I was about to say.
What a shit team,
He named them. I'm like, no one of them.
So wait,
is better
I was about
players.
to say, did you win a game?
What a
what do you mean? We were
shit,
so- we were right.
angry team.
That's what he's like, we need actual footballers to come and play with us.
I was expecting you to say some actual players, and then you just started rounding off.
We played well together. That
He
was
named
right.
the same person twice. Yeah. Mass and Mass.
Anyway, we used to do that. So I thought it would be funny, like if we do like treat it like a real thing. And I used to just write content for the boys. Like it was literally just for the 7 of us at the time, in that group chat. Then over time, it was like COVID was approaching. And it was like I got married. I remember I had our honeymoon, and on the honeymoon, I was setting up content for like 5 people, so no one was going to read
As you
it.
do.
You know, as you
Yeah.
do. So I full set up a website and everything. It was called interfields.com. So it was like for that, and I would just take the piss out of the boys. Like it would just literally be, you know what, Fuat's pissed me off today. I'm going to write an article about Fuat. Mass deserves a bump up. Let me write an article about him. And then all that, the universe started the law around it. So then eventually, when our indoor team finished, it ended up being like, all right, we're going to start playing with like the boys as private games. And that's kind of how it started. So I think Semi was running it at the time. So I'll credit him there. He did like start the group a bit. But then the formalization of it came around like just after COVID lockdowns and stuff.
So you Zuckerberg'd him.
I what's his name? What's the Apple guy's name?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs did.
Yeah, you
pretty
did
much.
something. Yeah.
Bro, more importantly, why did you have so much time on your honeymoon?
I don't know, bro, to be honest, that's a different story altogether. But there was a hurricane. We flew into pretty much a hurricane there, so it was the best of times.
Makes
So
sense.
So instead of protecting
Do you wish you had that same time now?
I was just sitting on the
making
thing in
content.
Fiji, like it is what it is.
Do you wish you had that much time now?
100%. Good luck ever finding time. Like that. Anyway, before making it too long, the group started during COVID. We were playing a lot, and then obviously there was games getting cut out, whatever, because of all lockdowns and that. I remember the day we were going into lockdown, we had a game like just before lockdown happened. Like we moved that game backwards so we could play earlier.
I remember that, yeah.
You were there for that game?
Yeah, I was.
That was when we were doing 5s more often. Anyway, we played that, and then from there, I was like, all right, I'm going to make this not into fields. It can be like, now that we've got a massive group, I'll make it for, instead of 7 boys, 20 boys. Why not? So then it became Tuttoverse. And Tuttoverse is actually the publication. So it's a journalistic outfit. This we got to think about. It's it's not the league, bro. But then that started the Tuttoverse.
Okay.
So Tuttoverse is like Tutto Sport, like in Italy, you know?
Yeah.
It's
alright.
like that. So it's meant to be like a newspaper, and that's why all the articles are written like that on the page.
I haven't seen an article in like
Okay.
3 years.
I know
bro.
it's been a long time. That's why.
That's
hence the
where
time.
it came from.
Yeah.
It was essentially like the article sort of publication thing.
And then
Okay.
now we've got the Ballon d'Or, obviously. That's our equivalent of the Ballon d'Or. There's
Yeah.
a big history behind that as well.
history.
we got awards night that comes up every year. It's a whole thing now. So
Yeah.
Football
it's
heritage.
next level. And,
Just-
now, and yeah, we got actual voting system, everything. So we're a league in our own head. Think of it that way.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
just to add on that, I think I was the first ever like signing.
Potentially, yeah.
I think so. And then Kenny was like right after me.
Yeah, and then it just
And
grew
he
from
just-
there. And it was like, all right, get the boys
Well,
in.
I actually
Semi
do
wanted
remember
to
the
get
article.
me in years and years ago.
Oof.
Genuinely. And you can ask him, he'll clarify this. But we back then had a Monday night team, which was always playing against Eddie's Monday night team.
Oh, you were against Eddie's team?
We were against Eddie's team.
That would have been fun.
Yeah. So
Bit of rough.
that was on Monday nights, and you guys obviously played on Monday nights as well at the time. So
Correct.
Semi's like, bro, come play after your game. And I was like, bro, I'm not going to go run around and then run around again. Like, no way. So I knocked him back a couple times, and then the invitations dried up till about, I'm the newest edition.
Pretty much. You are the last signing.
I'm the last edition
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
to the Tuttoverse. And honestly, at the start, I thought this was going to be like just a piss take, but it's proper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun.
It's called
Bro, and the quality of the football is so much better than it was 3 or 4 or 5 years ago even.
Yeah. It's like I don't know if you see this often, but it's like a group of mates that like developed over time as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everyone's I'm still shit, but I've gotten better. Like it could have been
Everyone's
it was a lot worse
improved,
back in
bro.
2020, bro. I'll tell you that much. You know what I mean?
I can't imagine it.
You don't want to imagine, bro.
I still can't get over you guys actually won games. You, Faz,
We were alright.
Maz,
Bro, Fort's a game, you know
Naz. Yeah,
Bro,
Fu's
they
your
were
best
in
player.
they were in
Food's
like
good.
Yeah.
the very last division, bro.
I think we were just like we don't want to get into fights, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, it's impossible with Riyadh and Fuad.
Riyadh, I think you slotted in a couple of times to that team anyway. But anyway,
Yes,
that is
I
what
filled
Tutto
in.
Boys is. So the more you see content from like anything related to the Tuttoverse or Tutto Boys, I should say the league is actually called the Boys Liga Everyone gets that
Yeah, it's
misconception
the
as well.
Boys' League.
Now it's the Tutto League. I'm changing it, but I haven't announced it yet because I don't have time.
So
No one knows except
that's our latest vlog. It's the latest video on our channel. Off the ball, off the mic mini, enter the Tuttoverse. If you want to check that out, it is very entertaining. I come off worst in it. Thought my ankle was broken. Shane's a dog. Had to get it out nice and early.
Sorry, you got it out on the vlog too.
Got it out. You know, I actually apologised to him after when he was carrying me off.
I'm gonna watch this. Were you full ripping him?
Yeah, bro. I fucking went off.
Yeah.
But as he was carrying me off, I apologized. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said what I said.
I had to get it out.
I didn't mean to call your sister a bulldog.
And he's like, it's all right. Don't worry, bro. And I was like, yeah, it's all right, fuck. But I felt bad as he was carrying me off because he fucking, I thought my ankle was broken. But just moving forward from that, check it out. Make sure you do like, subscribe, follow our socials. That's where we promote all our stuff. And that'll be coming to you once a month from now on. A Monday night game. Yes.
At least in the off season.
In the off season.
Yeah.
In the off
It will
season.
be. Not much to talk about in the Premier League anymore.
Let me introduce to you the new format that we're going to be taking. So we're going to be dropping down the pod to once a month. We're going to be bringing in a vlog from a game once a month, and we're also going to be bringing in a Tutto game once a month. So during the off season, obviously, there's not going to be during the off season.
Yes.
There's not going to be as much football being played. You know, what are we going to? There's no Euros or any World Cup, anything like that this year. So we're going to dial back on the pod, and we're going to bring in more
Content.
You know, more games, more watching games, stuff like that.
More reality TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff that's a bit more enjoyable than sitting here and talking to you dickheads.
I am going to bring a Premier League matchday vlog as well, but I don't know.
yeah,
Hopefully it's at home, but
Absolutely.
if not, it's going to be away.
That'd be huge.
I'm banking on if it's going to be in London. If it's not, I'm travelling to fucking stinky Manchester, so or wherever it is.
Wherever it is.
Harken
You're
up
going
to Go
wherever.
City.
Anywhere you go.
You're going wherever it is, and it's being filmed. But moving on, we've got a very important topic we just want to quickly touch base on. As we know, breast cancer is a very serious thing. Jokes aside, Burks is now doing a fundraiser for one. Do you want to take over for this one as well, Burks? Run the show.
Yeah, you would have seen, for anyone who saw that picture of me being bald on the Insta page, that's my pledge. So we're doing a thing from at work at the moment, and obviously we've got we've got like 4 houses at work, and every quarter we have like an event where we do something that's based on our values at work, and this one's around being an entrepreneur. So we're like, it's going to be dialed into charity. So pretty much we were up against 3 other houses, teams, whatever, to raise the most money for breast cancer. Obviously, it's a thing that's close to our heart from a work perspective as well, because a couple of people are affected. So obviously, we want to do it for the charity, but it's also for a bit of competition as well. So I've pledged myself, if I can reach my goal. Maybe even if I don't reach my goal, I think I might just.
I think you're shaving your head
because
anyway.
we're doing pretty well as a house.
Yeah.
We're kind of winning. So I thought, if even as a secondary target, if I don't reach my own goal, if our house wins the whole overall thing, I'll do it, and we're going to do it on the podcast. So
Absolutely. So coming soon in September? No,
no,
July.
earlier than that. In 2 weeks' time.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna
Yeah,
have
Not 2 weeks.
Burks.
Do it before I leave.
Yeah, Burks is going to be sitting where Fiko is, and we're all taking a
Live.
slice of
You
his
guys
hair
will do it
live.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll just do it live on
We're
YouTube.
going to do it right here. Yeah.
We're going to take a slice of his hair.
Yeah,
each,
100%.
But we do encourage donations.
Yeah.
The Tutto boys have all pledged some money towards it. We've all made our donations, so definitely get behind it. We'll link it into
I'll put the QR code up here somewhere too.
Yep, the QR code will be smack bang in the middle. And we will also put the link into the description.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
Get around it. Get me bold.
absolutely.
Can't wait.
Are you going just machine bold or
No,
like
no.
razor?
I'm going to do. I'll do the machine here, and then I'll do the rest at home.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll clean it up.
Razor.
I'll go Hitman. What is it?
bring a
Razor
double,
would be
Agent
full.
47.
yeah, bring a double
Yeah.
zero.
Yeah. I've got
the point
what do you call
fives.
it? The foils. I'll put
Okay.
foils on it.
Bring the foils. I'm
Yeah.
going to foil your head.
We'll do it properly.
Fuck, that would hurt, man.
It'll
No,
go
but
back
good
in a
on
day,
you,
bro.
bro,
Honestly,
seriously.
The foils hurt.
not,
On your
if, not
head.
if it's short. It's all right. You'll be all right. good.
Well, talking about bald, we do know Slots men have secured Champions League football.
Get in.
We also know my majestic head manager has secured Champions League football, but there's
Lego head,
currently
bro.
5 or 6 teams that are still vying
6,
for
7. It could be 7.
third,
Forest City.
4th, and 5th position in the Premier League.
Chelsea.
Uld, you're the most affected by this, so do you want to just take over this one?
All right, so I'll just give you the quick rundown. City just obviously beat Bournemouth 3-1. Kevin De Bruyne missed an absolute sitter.
Yeah, that was bad.
They're on 68, so they'll pretty much secure Well, they do have a game in. Well, they got the last game, so they you could say they're in Champions League.
So just before you go, we've got Liverpool on 83, Arsenal on 71. Those two are clear.
Yep.
It is now from 68 to 65
Yes.
points that you're running through.
So
So
we
City.
got Manchester City are versing Fulham. They're on 68 points. Then you got Newcastle on 66 points. They are playing Everton at home. So they'll
At Everton's ground?
no
Oh,
at
okay,
St James Park.
Okay.
Chelsea's got Forest, both on 66. I'm pretty sure they're right.
Forest is 65.
65. I think if that game ends as a draw, we both are not going to the Champions League,
Only if the others all win.
which most likely or not they will win because Villa's playing United. So
Yeah.
and then we've got if Chelsea win, we go through. If we lose this game and then we lose the Conference League final, we're going to the Conference League again.
Oh, that's rough.
That would be.
Now that is something that I do
that's
not
dark.
want.
That is very
I never
dark.
want to play in this competition ever again. But if we win, we're automatically into the Champions League. And UEFA actually said if we win the Conference League, we get to decide if we want to go to Europa League or the Champions League.
What do you mean?
How
What do you
crazy
mean
is that?
decide?
No.
Yeah, they did.
How does
They
that-
said
bro,
you get
who's-
to pick
Bro,
where you
how
wanna
does that
go.
make
Hold on,
sense?
hold on.
It's an actual article. UEFA
Bro,
said.
who's going to
No.
make that? Why would you like? Who
Obviously,
goes
you'd
willingly?
pick the Champions
What do you mean?
Yeah,
No,
look,
no, I don't
I don't want to go to the Champions League.
No, I
Yeah,
reckon
more
that's
season
what
in
it
the
should.
Europa
Put
League.
us in the
yeah.
Europa.
You know what?
What-
I'd actually be like, let's go conference again. Just win it. Play it back to back. Back to back.
Yeah, how many European trophies have you won?
Yes.
Wait.
All of
We
them.
won back to back.
Is this after or before you guys qualify? Like, is in the top 4 or top
No,
5?
if they win the Conference League,
Yeah.
we automatically go into.
Europa.
Are you speaking
Yes.
with chest here?
Yes,
Are
I've
you-
seen
are you-
articles, bro. I've seen
Are
articles.
you sure?
Because
this is ludicrous.
I gotta look this up. Please
Dude, fact check
me.
me. Fact check me.
Fact check all.
I gotta look this
Hold
up.
on a second.
Fact check me. And if I'm right,
No, I get it, but this is ludicrous.
It's
because
stupid.
West Ham didn't get that choice.
how Premier League
true.
teams can qualify for the Champions League? I'm telling you.
Wait. What I want to make
Yes.
sense of is
Yeah.
is this if
So
Chelsea
if we-
qualify for the Champions League from the Prem?
Yes.
Okay.
If we qualify from via the Premier League to the Champions League.
Oh, okay, that's different. Sorry, I thought you meant if you don't qualify via
no,
Prem,
no.
Okay,
you just
no.
get to pick. If
So
you win,
I think you misunderstood me. If we qualify,
No, we didn't miss. That's what you said. You said,
Yeah,
oh,
no
they
shit.
just
I
give us
said
a
they just get
choice.
the pick.
They flip a coin. Yeah.
yes,
We do whatever we want.
So if we beat Forest and qualify for the Champions League, we're obviously going to the Champions League. And then on top of that, the week after, if we beat Betis in the Conference League, we qualify for the Europa League.
Yeah.
So UEFA said you can pick one of the other.
Yeah.
They actually, there's
yeah.
an article in ESPN that says yes, if Chelsea win the Conference League and qualify for the Champions League, they can choose which competition they play in
Yeah,
next
no,
season.
Okay.
that's fair.
That
but you
makes
didn't
more
say
sense.
it like that.
Yeah, no, that makes
You
Why
more
are you
sense.
said-
talking about Champions League, bro? You go for Galatasaray. You guys are like little puppies.
Hey, directly in next year.
No, you're not.
No
Is it directly
qualifiers.
now?
Yeah, no qualifiers.
Yeah.
I
That's
agree.
the only way you're going to qualify.
That's
So
all.
there's no scare
table
of being
now.
knocked out by like Spartak
That's-
Moscow or something.
Yeah, that's the only way you guys are
It's
going to qualify
fantastic.
automatically.
Straight into the group stage and drop back out.
It says
You,
so.
you play your 8 games and then go home.
Yeah, just like it. You know, just bang.
Make your Champions League venue.
So look,
Can't go through that
essentially Monday. It's going to be Monday night. Well, Sunday night is 12:50.
Yes,
Sunday
they're
night.
all the same time.
again. They're all
Sunday.
at 1 a.m. Yeah.
It is pretty much a final. If you ask me which one you would want, if you want us to win the Conference League or you want us to beat Forest, I'd say Forest.
Where's the game?
It's at Forest. Yeah. But they got a couple of injuries. Who's one of their wingers? One of their
Gibbs White.
there's a couple. They got a couple of injuries, but their fan base is going to be absolutely
Well,
rotten.
yeah.
No, bro, that's going to be a crazy
That'd
ground to
be
go
sick.
to.
Look, we beat them last year 3-2 at home. I think it was the last game.
At home or at
But they were 17th last year.
Yeah, Hudson
The last
Loy
season.
scored. He's
that's
not playing.
crazy. I can't
To,
believe
to
that.
pose a question to everyone here,
Yeah.
do you guys think that this season, as I know you guys have talked about this often about how boring it was and how one team's run away with it and how the rest are sort of like struggling and whatnot, do you think the race for the European spots has been the most interesting it's ever been? Considering,
Oh yeah.
considering,
Look how close it is, bro.
especially with all the parameters involved with like obviously, you know, you got a team in conference with Chelsea. If they win it, they could get a spot through there. Then you've got the fifth team that's qualifying directly through the Champions League this year through EPL. So
And then Europa
it's
League
just
final
become
too.
a whole different, exactly,
yeah.
the European final as well. Obviously with Crystal Palace winning the cup, like
We got a team in 16th or 17th that's going to win the Europa.
yeah.
it's absolutely
crazy.
ridiculous. Like as boring as we like to talk about it, I think the race for who gets European spots next year has probably been the most exciting.
I don't think it's not like Liverpool. Right, we won it with a decent gap ahead of everyone else, but
Yeah.
like I don't think it's in previous seasons. You've seen City do it with much more. You know what I mean? Like I think
absolutely.
this is still consistently. I'm not trying to say this as like a Liverpool fan, just to be like, oh no, you know,
This
we
is
didn't just barrel
statistically
through.
the worst league we've had since Leicester.
Based on what though?
The fact that you guys aren't.
I love how that one question opened up like.
Based on Leicester's the only other team to win the league with 86 points.
In what?
Good on 'em.
When though? What do you mean? Like
The 15-16.
People have won it before.
Yeah, I'm
less
saying
points than
like.
that.
But since then.
Since then. Okay.
And so that's because City's been dominating.
Premier League
so
didn't
much.
start
Yeah.
in
No, but
2016.
what I'm
like, you know
saying
what I
to
mean?
you is, since then, no one's won it with this few amount of points.
Yeah, fair enough.
You would love to
It
do
happens.
this
It's a
kind of
cycle.
Right,
but
we had more of fucking the last 2 seasons.
Yeah,
we
imagine how
we
we
had
all
even
feel.
we had even more than that.
Yeah,
for
that's
two
what I
seasons
mean.
straight,
So
you know what I
like
mean?
Leicester.
It's been competitive.
But that's what I mean. It's going to be up and down. Like I'd rather this sort of season happening
You win it
more often
comfortably,
than
yeah.
no, not comfortable. Well, it's comfortable, but it's not that comfortable. Like City ran away with fucking 20 points.
Bro,
like,
they've never
year on year.
ran away with it. It was just the one year when United finished second
They were
by
always
20.
gonna,
I don't know.
They were
I
always going to
feel
do
like
that, bro.
They were in the clear.
You
for
always knew.
a few of those. What they won in the last 8 seasons.
Bro,
They won it. They won it 6 times, right?
The
Liverpool
previous
came
four,
down to 2 last.
No, the
2 seasons
previous
in a row.
4 they've won within the last couple of like matches. Last year they won it on the final game day. Arsenal and we were up, they were down.
Yeah.
But think about it this way, LP. Right. So in the last 8 seasons of the Premier League, I'm not counting the 9th with Chelsea winning it, just purely because it's next to me. But out of the last 8,
Say 10.
there's been 2 winners of the Premier League, right?
Yeah.
And it's been City and Liverpool. And out of all of those seasons, you've said one season where City have won it by what, 20 points?
No, by 12.
It was against United.
Yeah.
Yeah,
12.
but in that season as well, you could see there was like what Liverpool was struggling that season.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
You guys were
absolutely struggling.
you
We
guys
barely finished
third.
barely
third, I think,
finished
that
third.
season.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
just made
And
it,
but
yeah.
we were miles behind.
That's
the top
that's
two.
the year that he got the ACL.
Miles behind. Yeah,
Van
yeah.
Dijk.
Van
Van
Dijk.
Dijk.
But that
Yeah.
was the year City. Wasn't that the year City won it by not 100, but they were about 20 points ahead. That
There
season,
was
I'm pretty sure.
Centurions with
I'll tell
us
you now.
being second.
I'm
Yeah, we
looking
were
at it now.
99 points.
we were
yeah.
90.
I think I'm
So-
pretty sure
98.
99, bro. That.
I'll tell you now. Yes, 17-18's City's 100.
Oh, so that was wow, that's
17-18
easy.
was City's 100. That's when United finished with 81. Right.
Okay, that
Yeah,
was
there
you
you
were
go.
right about that.
Mourinho,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
Apparently
After
Mourinho's
Best
most
achievement.
successful. Yeah, best
Yeah, yeah.
achievement.
After that, there was 1 point between City and Liverpool.
Yeah.
98-97. Then it was Liverpool 99, City 81.
Yeah.
That was COVID. Then we had
Just have to chuck that in.
yeah.
I
we had
love
the-
it. I
we
love
had
it.
the
He
City
just-
United
just COVID?
86-74.
86-74. Yeah.
That's when you guys had Van Dijk's ACL.
Yep.
Yep.
93-92 City Liverpool. Then it was 89-84 Arsenal City.
Yep.
Yep.
Then last season, obviously 91-89 Arsenal City again. You guys finished on 82. And this year, as I said, you guys have 83.
We could finish on 86 still though. Like that's not that
That's
bad.
what I mean. Like
In
you
the
can
end.
finish on
Look,
86.
The end result-
I'll agree that the top 2 race was definitely a lot more tighter in those previous years that you mentioned
Yeah.
compared to this year.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a bit tight coming up to like what, January? January was
Not
still,
really.
was it December?
No.
December when you guys fell off?
There was a few
tighter.
games. There was only a few games, or even 2
And
games.
even though it
we
looked
could have
like-
changed the whole.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was December was the time when it was like still because we
It
were
was still open.
talking
Pretty
about
sure
how
we
it
were
was
still
open.
talking
Fourth in
about it,
December.
yeah.
But
And
it wasn't that far. It wasn't
Yeah,
like
it
a
wasn't.
massive
It
distance.
wasn't a
you know?
massive
I'm
distance.
genuinely pretty sure we were like 4th in December.
Honestly, I wish I wouldn't mind
Yeah,
winning
and Chelsea
on
was
fucking 70.
and
I
we're
wouldn't
second.
mind
Chelsea
winning
was
on
second.
71
Yeah,
points.
100%. Bro.
Honestly.
To be honest.
And
No, but like this is just like statistically, this is the worst league we've seen in all these years.
But that's only
what I'm saying.
benchmarking against the winner though.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
naturally.
you're-
'cause
yeah.
The rest
winner.
of let's look at it from 2 to 20. Like, all right, the relegation spots, whatever, they were horrific this
Bro,
year.
if
That
we
was
had
worse
any
than
other
the-
3
Yeah,
teams
that-
that could go
relegation.
down, these idiots wouldn't be in the league.
I know.
Oh,
They're
honestly,
still not on 40
yeah.
points.
That's unreal, man.
This year's relegation
You remember
teams.
when Potter was there and they're like a race to 40, so we don't get relegated.
Game week 32.
Everyone was taking the piss out of us.
Game
Look at
week
Spurs,
32,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Bro, it's game week 37. Tottenham are on 38 and
Yeah, it's-
fucking United are on 30,
they've been
39
on-
points.
They've had
Yeah.
9 points since December.
It's a joke.
I'll
Game
agree
9
with you
points,
there.
bro.
The
I don't
bottom-
remember the last time we actually won a Prem game.
I feel sorry
It
for
was
that
that
bloke
long
that's
ago.
growing his hair out. You know the guy.
Yeah, that guy. How sad is that?
That's unreal.
How sad is that?
No, it's unreal.
He's
bro.
actually killing it.
He's killing it, but it's like
The guy's
it's just-
blown up.
Yeah, no, it's,
Oh, he deserves better.
So
obviously.
let's just, I mean, we got a bit off track there, but quickly, Burks, who do you reckon is going to make the top 4? Or who do you reckon is going to make the Champions League?
I reckon City make it. They're back in their stride a little bit at the moment.
Shorter goal.
And then I honestly, I hope I don't want Chelsea to get.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
What's wrong with you?
I don't want
I haven't
Chelsea.
said anything.
I don't think Chelsea
Hey,
deserve.
my number one, I'm going to tackle Liverpool.
Bro.
Nah, you're done.
Do you think you deserve Champions League football after
Of
the season
course
you've
we
had?
do.
Anyway, I'm not going to go off topic.
Of course we do.
I'm not going to go off topic. And then I want to see Villa. Oh no, sorry, not Villa. Newcastle. I hope that's
And
the
fifth?
4. Oh, there's a 5th spot, isn't there?
Fifth
Villa.
make it too.
Villa.
Villa.
Sinning. What type of?
Who do you reckon?
Obviously, I want to go out and beat Forest 3-0 comfortably, so I can go to sleep nice and easy. But I know it's going to be a cagey game, last minute winner or a last minute draw, and it's just going to absolutely implode. And then we're going to win the conference final, and then we're just going to be in the Europa League again.
Like, who is in the conference final? Like, who's in the conference final?
Betis,
Betis.
Anthony.
Betty. Oh,
Yeah,
bro, the
Betis.
goat. He's going to win.
Yeah, of course.
But, you know, look, the
It had
difference
to be him.
is...
Yeah.
It had to be him.
I love
like,
him, bro.
the guy turned into an absolute beast as soon as he left United.
Ever since he left United, I love him, bro. He's
like
different
every time I
level.
check my phone, he just won a man of the match. I'm like, again.
I'm just happy
banger,
that his price tag has gone up.
No, it hasn't.
100% he has,
No, it
bro.
Anyway, before we get on the
No,
topic,
Yeah, before we go. So
No,
it's gonna be City. I hope it's gonna be City, us, Villa. I don't want Newcastle.
I don't want Newcastle either.
I don't want Newcastle.
I'll
I hate
actually
Newcastle.
say the opposite of what Burke said. I actually want Chelsea to finish into the Champions League
Oh, you're a
spots.
good bloke, bro.
Purely because I think their squad can play Champions League football. Personally,
Chelsea.
Yeah, because I got 40.
Chelsea's,
40
I
fucking
think.
players, bro.
I think Newcastle should make it. I honestly don't think that Forest and Villa should be playing Champions League football. I get they've got quality players, but I think with the transfer window coming up, I think they're going to be picked apart a little bit. Not fully, but like there's going to be some players.
Villa just can't
Yeah.
spend.
Yeah.
I don't think Villa will get picked apart.
Not
but
fully,
Forest
but I think
might.
lose one or two players there, and I think it sort of not severely, but it takes away a bit of their quality for the
Yeah.
Champions League. And I think that have enough of that
We've
squad
also got
to
the Club World Cup coming up.
yeah. You guys are in it too, right?
Are you in that?
Yeah.
Of course we are, mate.
Yeah.
Why are you in
So
When you win Champions League, you automatically play for
You're
them.
talking to me about winning Champions League.
I'm saying, you asked me why, and I'm explaining to you why. Because
And-
there's people here that don't know.
do you know what it is?
I have to tell them, what the Club World Cup is. You know what I mean? Like these kind of competitions, we have to explain to Alfie, poor boy.
I love how it went from like being a shot on me straight to Albion.
Fiko, who's getting into the fucking Champions League?
I think he's just said it.
Like I said, I think Chelsea get in.
You're a good bloke,
Like,
Nico.
I think Newcastle will get in, and I think it's going to stay the same. I think all these spots stay the same. I'm looking at it now. Forest will stay 7th.
City, Newcastle, Chelsea get in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I personally think the top 4 won't change, and I feel like Villa will sneak in the 5th spot.
Yeah, but
Purely
who cares,
based
mate? You're
on
17.
their last
Who
game.
gives a rat's ass what you think?
Yeah,
mate?
and then you know what's funny,
You're
bro?
17th,
Do you know what's
mate.
funny? When you guys miss out on the Champions
And
League
you're
and
gonna get slapped to a
we beat
Spurs team that's
Tottenham,
half their team missing.
I'm going to message you every week, hey, bro, who you playing in the Champions League
Yeah,
today?
yeah, mate, you're
Hey,
17.
bro, hey, who you playing in the Champions League?
You're going to lose to
'Cause
the
we will be
depleted
in the
Spurs
Champions League.
side.
The funniest thing
You're
about
going to give Spurs their first trophy in 60 years. Yeah,
I just want to know, will you be doing watch-alongs with me
You're
watching you not
16th.
playing in the Champions League?
Just talk about the goal difference.
You're a negative 12.
Oh wow.
Remember when you said, bro, we've got the second coming of Haaland. Bro.
Haaland.
But don't let him speak like this. Get him
Bro,
back.
let him bark.
Yeah, we'll see tomorrow morning. when Spurs
I'm
win.
so nervous, bro.
You don't want to lose to a Spurs
so
team.
nervous. I've actually been very quiet. I don't want to talk. I'm just shitting myself,
We're
bro.
going to get into that, but I reckon
Genuinely.
it will.
What about you, Alpi?
So you said top 4 still the same. Sorry.
I reckon
correct.
City draw. I reckon
Against Fulham?
I reckon City draw against Fulham.
They've got a good.
They go 69 points, but they get through because they got the better goal difference.
Yes.
Rodri's back.
So what?
Rodri back.
Newcastle, Everton, St James Park. Newcastle will win that.
For sure.
Could you imagine?
Actually, Newcastle didn't play that crash hot against Arsenal. I reckon
Isaac's injured as well.
Yeah,
He's
that's
not-
what I
he's
mean,
not
like-
playing. And he didn't play. They didn't play against us, and we had 10 men second half.
I reckon the moment's getting to them a little bit. Newcastle might slip up a bit. Chelsea, Forest, I think will finish in a draw. I think Villa will make it. I think between Newcastle, Chelsea, and Forest, they'll all be on 67 points.
So if that game's a draw, Chelsea's on 67,
And
Newcastle lose, then
No, I think Newcastle will draw. I don't think they'll win. I think all three will be on 67 points, but Newcastle will get 5th.
Based on their goal difference.
Just on
So
goal
what are you
difference.
saying? City?
City to go through on 69.
Yeah.
Villa to go through on 69 with
Yep.
a win. Newcastle, Chelsea, and Forest all to draw and finish on 67 points.
this is
But
And then
exactly-
Newcastle get through because
to
of
get
that.
through on goal difference.
this is exactly what I mean about the Premier League. It doesn't matter about like who's run away with it, statistically the worst season, as you said, but it's like it's the final day and
How
we're
crazy
picking
is that?
apart the 5 different teams that could be making Champions
Yeah.
League spots. And it's still one of the biggest talking points,
Yeah.
like always.
This
Every
will be-
day it's always like final
Who's gonna
4,
make
top
it
4,
now?
top
Yeah,
5,
yeah.
who's making their spots. And
This-
it's always a
This is going to be the first time I'm going to be watching that goal rush. I'm not going to be just
Do you
watching
not watch Goal
I don't
Rush?
watch Goal Rush. I just watch Arsenal game.
One thing that pisses me off about Goal Rush.
No, not for Goal Rush. You can't pick which team is the focus.
Because I just
you
want to
can't.
watch Chelsea. I don't want to watch.
Yeah.
I think they'll do good Chelsea, the
Yeah.
main one, because it's the most important one.
It's Chelsea Forest. I'll probably do that for sure.
Yeah.
Do they just pop it up randomly?
It's a random team that put up
rotates,
Goal
isn't
Rush.
it?
It does.
Yeah.
It
Or
shits
just
me.
the one game?
No, it's usually the biggest
Nah,
game
it's-
of
yeah.
that.
It'll be the focus on one game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never watched Goal Rush before. I'm not gonna lie.
No, either have I.
I have. It's pretty fun.
Even when Arsenal's doing it, I don't watch it.
I'll watch it on nights where it's like Liverpool's not playing, so it's like whatever, chuck any game on. But one thing that does my head in is the ladder on the side. Like, bro, I want more of the game.
No,
like,
show
me the
good
game.
for this because it'll change with
Yeah,
goals
that'd be sick.
for this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
I don't even want to
Up
get
to
up. I just want to
sport.
get up in the morning.
We will do the Premier League show for this weekend. We offer ourselves to you to do the Premier League show for this weekend.
I'm thinking about sleeping through it. Like, I'm that nervous. I can't.
You won't be able to. Impossible.
I'll inhale 15 vape.
Bro.
5 in the morning. I'm like,
one of my mates at work goes for Chelsea. He took the day off just so he can watch all of the games that night. He's like,
Good
I know.
bloke.
You're watching
Smart.
it anyway.
Smart bloke.
He
There's no way
took the
you
day
won't
off. I'm like, bro, what's wrong with you?
Fair enough.
yeah, I'm so nervous. It's
Talking about nerves,
Smart bloke.
we've got our main United guy here.
Yes.
Talk to us. How you feeling? Big game tomorrow.
I'm feeling like actually. I actually just want to sleep through it. I want to wake up and I want to see United. And you know how on Google you've got those fireworks? And I just want to see those red fireworks.
Oh, you just type Man United and you see that thing, the celebration.
Yeah, the celebration. Oh,
I'm
bro.
pretty sure before you jump on Google, you'll know if you lost or not.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna be
Correct, yeah.
You're gonna
I
slide
think-
down on your notifications. It's gonna be all being like, "Good
Yeah.
morning, Riyadh."
I think this game for the first time, I will not watch it with anyone, even United
Bro,
supporters.
turn your phone off.
Like literally,
you have
I'm going to be
Turn your
muting
phone off.
like chats,
You're
phone,
just doing that purely just to-
phone in
just
the
raw dogging
garage.
Raw dog.
I might even ask the missus and the kids to sleep at my in-laws tonight.
Oof.
Honestly, probably not a bad idea.
I love that.
Honestly, not a bad idea. I might.
Get them
I
up
might.
and moving. I'm gonna never do that.
Yeah.
There will be violence in this home.
Bro,
If they lose.
if United are losing, there will be violence.
There will be
Bro,
violence.
A
I'm
TV
actually thinking about
screen, maybe this.
Look,
short.
I'll start talking about the game and the cub, but I'm a superstitious bloke, and I've got things where like if United are losing, I'll change like my couch. I'll go sit on somewhere else, or I'll go and stand like 2 meters in front of the TV. And bro, when I do that, like I don't know what it is, but sometimes we score.
Can
a goal.
I ask a question? Have you got any space left now? Because you haven't won a game in 19 weeks. So you said when you're losing, so you
No,
move
no.
from the couch,
For the
in-laws, blah, blah, blah,
No, no, no.
on the roof, backyard, your
For the Prem,
neighbours.
I haven't bothered. For the Prem, I haven't bothered. But in the Europa, where we've been undefeated, I've actually watched every single game, and I've done these superstitious
I'm a
stuff.
superstitious bloke as well.
Yeah.
And I'm banning Ord from using his phone till that game's over. You are not allowed to use your phone till that game is over. Every time you message, they win.
Nah, do it. Give
I know.
Spurs the win, bro.
just
please.
lay off it.
I'm going for Spurs. No, I'm not going for
I'm
no
not
one.
going for Spurs.
I'm telling you, bro, if we're like 1-0 down and there's 10 minutes to go, I'm driving to your house. I'm
tape his
fucking
mouth in his
breaking
hands,
What
it.
about if you're 1-0 up? I'll be like, congratulations.
Yeah. Rip into us.
Hey, he's 1-0 up. I'll be like, bro, you guys won it.
Yeah.
Congrats.
That'd be the
You
ultimate
got
juju, bro.
some
You
big
can't do
players
that.
have come back in.
Say some-
Yoro, Xerxes, and one more.
Yoro, Xerxes. No, not Dele's the only guy that's out.
I forgot
Yoro's-
to play for
Three
there's
have come
one
back.
more.
There was one more that
Spurs
come
are
back.
missing some players too.
Was it?
so.
I'll
Was
tell
it?
him
Was it
after.
Mount?
Mount's already playing, bro.
No, there was three that
No,
came.
no, so was it
I'll have a
Mainu?
look. I'll have a
Did you
look.
send me a photo of Mount the other day?
I'll have a look. You keep going.
I know. Ahmad's trying to pick up some match fitness. He's been playing the last few weeks. But look, this is a good problem to have because we need some depth. Hoyland, he's been absolutely
Home, son.
terrible throughout the whole season.
Hoyland's one of the worst players I've ever seen.
So yeah, I don't think Xerxes starts, but I think he'll give us an option in the
Dallo's
second
back
half.
as well.
Dello, yeah.
Yeah, it's still low.
The law.
Yeah,
Mount, huh?
who's also had a pretty average season this year too. But yeah, look, man, I'm really nervous. I'll be honest with you. Yeah,
I'm going to say who's out for Spurs after you.
Yeah,
if you
there's-
want to.
Spurs have
some
have
outs.
quite a lot of outs.
Saar's
They do.
back. Bergval's back. That kid's unbelievable.
No, he's not.
No,
he's out.
not. He's
Despite
out.
recent footage showing him walking, I know the young midfielder
No,
will
he's
not.
out.
Sorry, he will not
Kulusevski,
feature.
Bergwell is out.
Kulusevski, Madison, and the big Timo Werner are all out.
Hey,
Massive.
he's won a final.
He was only good for
wasn't he?
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Was it Kai Havertz or Timo Werner that won the Champions League for you guys?
Kai Havertz.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
Werner played a pivotal part. Doesn't matter what anyone
It was
says.
important to
That guy's a
campaign, that's
bum.
all.
Kante was obviously
That guy's a bum.
Werner, that Champions League run was unreal. But
I reckon
yeah,
if he came to Liverpool, he'd been alright. But
Well, what we do need to talk about,
he's full bot.
we need to talk about the last couple of games between United and Tottenham.
Yeah, they've pumped us.
Yeah, I mean, this season in the Prem, you've lost both of them 1-0 and 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
Last season, you drew 1-2-2 and you lost the other 2-0. Season before that, it was a 2-2 draw and a 2-0 win. So, yeah, guys haven't actually beaten them in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the last 6 games you've been.
You'll beat them
Yes.
now, Rio.
Wow.
Yeah.
But because it's a cup final, obviously they bottle
It's
final.
begun.
But so does Onana. I don't think he's won a European final.
Have you seen that meme? It was like,
Yeah.
what was it? It was like, you expect me to watch a team where the manager always wins a trophy in his second season, but then the other team has a keeper who's never won a Champions League final, a European final or something like that. It was literally that we were saying now. Like, there's two things going against each other, and it's gonna. What's gonna happen?
I saw this. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
I saw this meme. It's like the stoppable force and the movable object come together, and they're both going to collapse.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a lose-lose situation for me, honestly. Because
Me
if it
as
was
well.
a league game, I'd want to draw and move on.
Yeah.
But it's going to be one of them are going to win.
Someone has to win.
someone has to
Honestly,
win.
it
And-
sucks either way.
And it
Yeah.
pisses me off.
It sucks
Yeah,
either
it
way.
does.
I reckon it's a battle of the midfields in this game.
Unbelievable.
I feel like if Basuma, Sa, and Bentancur play well, I think they get over us. I don't think they have enough firepower to like individual
Especially with
firepower.
Says here, not there.
Yeah, so and
And
their
Madison.
defense, like I think Romero and Van der Ven, they're good players. Like I rate Van der Ven, but they haven't been playing for a while as well. Like
Remember the start of the year?
so, I'm not sure how their fitness will go, but I'm telling you, if it is look battle of the midfields, and if we hit targets, and obviously we create and we don't have that jammy, like because you've seen like Spurs over the recent weeks, like they'll take a shot and it'll just ricochet over keeper and they'll just walk it in, and like I think that's the last few games. That's how we've lost.
Beach ball game.
I think we've played well against Spurs and we've been unlucky not to score.
The 3-0 was an abomination, bro. You guys got torn apart.
We
That
got
3-0.
torn apart.
that was bad.
But yeah, like even Madison's goal against United, I think it was just like Onana saved it and he was just in the right spot and tapped it in.
But that 3-0, Van der Ven ran from the back line to your
No, I
touch
remember
line,
that. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
But I'm talking about the last game, the
Oh,
very
the
last
1-0?
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did
Do
play.
you-
I reckon we played better than Spurs that game.
Do you
personally.
think the losing manager will still have a job come the day after this final?
I think Ange won't have a job.
You reckon his job's on the line?
I think his job is on the line. United's board has already come out and they said they're still backing Ruben,
They got no
even
choice.
if
can't.
we don't win the Europa.
Do you reckon, like going back to the movable force and stoppable object meme, do you reckon it just comes to a point, like it gets the penalties, let's say, and just no one's converting? Do you reckon they just split the trophy in half and you both take a half and go
Could
home?
you imagine?
They're like, you both lose, go home.
Yeah,
We're giving it to the team that
Everyone's
finished.
the ratings have dropped. This is the least watched Europa League
Yeah.
final of all time.
I think you guys will win. I think United will win.
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful.
Is this
You
your
hope
prediction?
United
But-
win.
No, I think United will win.
for real?
Regardless, I think United
Bias
will win.
aside.
Just purely based on heritage.
Are you saying that because
We've won
you're an
more
Arsenal
finals
fan,
in European
Sorry?
competition. Sorry, we've won more finals in European competition that we've lost. So yeah,
I'm just saying this is a club heritage.
Yeah.
Like who United are as a club
It's what they know.
similar to
and
what?
who Spurs are as a club, I think United will win.
But that being said, I don't think that's in this squad's DNA.
No, it's not, but
At
it's in
all.
the club. It's
It's-
still the club.
What
It's hard
LB's
to push
saying?
through.
It's doesn't matter how the squad is. Big clubs just find a way to
Yeah.
just
They
win
find
a
a way,
trophy
yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
Like that
Like-
final day,
But
they'll
that's what I mean,
find
I don't
a
know
way.
if they've got that.
Dortmund Madrid Champions League final last season. Dortmund went 1-on-1 like 17 times in the first half.
I remember,
and
bro.
Madrid still won 2-0.
And big teams just find a way.
They just
Yeah.
find a
yeah,
way.
they find a way.
Their final against you guys.
Yeah,
You guys.
that was Courtois'
bro, they
greatest
had one
performance
shot.
of all time.
Yeah, they had one shot. They scored
One
one
shot
goal.
on target, and
Yeah.
Courtois had
Killed
an
me, bro.
absolute like he genuinely.
That wasn't that final.
Oh,
That's
that's the other one.
one.
That's the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just confusing all these finals that you guys keep
How many have
losing.
you won?
2, mate. Yeah, we haven't lost the final though. We
Hey,
haven't
but
lost the final.
also, before we move on,
Can I? Wait, no, we're not moving on.
No.
I've got something to say.
Okay.
Can I just
Also,
say
no. Do you want me to first finish off what I was just about to say, bro?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Battle of
okay.
the-
Then you can talk.
Yep.
Oh, you listen when he
Yeah.
talks.
No, no.
I just say I love how Riyadh gets a big segment in each episode. There's like a block of just Riyadh.
No, but you know what he does? He does when we're talking, he just butts in and just starts talking like a
No, I've actually been quiet this
Back to
episode.
United.
Yeah.
Chances.
No, really
I've actually been
this episode.
I've actually been quiet this
you're a
episode.
good bloke,
We've got our guest
Yeah.
Fergs here, you know.
His, I feel like you're just nervous
Bro,
about the game.
you know, I'm
Sorry,
fucking going off
go,
topic.
Go.
Do I think it's the end of the world if we lose the final? Absolutely not. And I think it'll be a good thing in a sense where let's take a step back and let's focus on the Prem next season. If we lose, I think a lot of games, you know, especially when you're playing Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and now Champions League, if we qualify, that's a lot of games.
It's a lot of football.
It's a lot of football, and I think Amarim and United, the squad that we have now, needs to take a step back, and we need more training sessions. Genuinely, we need a really good preseason, and I reckon we need more training sessions
Don't be a defeatist. I do agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
But don't be a defeatist.
No, absolutely not. I'm just saying, like,
shouldn't
it's
be
not end of the
accepted to
world.
lose. No, it should not be accepted to
I
lose.
hope we
a
don't
final.
lose.
Yeah,
I really do.
Like
Don't.
there should be
won't.
no justification
No,
to
no,
lose.
Say inshallah, bro.
He did, but the opposite way.
Hey, can I?
Inshallah.
Speaking of Mike, tell us.
about to throw
Okay, so does anyone remember Phil Neville's? Was it Gary or Phil? I can't remember.
Which one?
Phil Neville.
Valencia.
Valencia.
No,
Gary
Gary.
Neville.
That was Gary.
Gary
Gary
Neville.
Gary.
You think he's a good coach? You reckon?
No,
you reckon
he's fucking horrible.
Probably one of the worst coaches you've ever seen in that little stint of 30 games.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm just going to give you stats of
Here we go. I just know this is going
Amarim
to be
versus
Amarim related.
Amarim at Man United versus Neville at Valencia.
I've seen this.
Okay, they're both similar. So Amarim played 26 games. Neville played 28. Amarim has lost 14 games. Gary Neville have lost.
Gary, bro.
Gary, Phil, he's crap anyway. Gary has lost 11 games. Yeah? Goals per game. Amarim, 1.2 goals per game. Neville, 1.39 at Valencia.
Ooh, more.
Slightly better.
Slightly
Goals
better.
conceded, 1.6
For
per game
Amarim?
for Amarim, the GOAT. Neville 1.4, so they're actually defensively better as well
Slightly
with a
better.
lower budget, and they didn't spend any money on players, so they were nearly borderline broke. So win rate at United 23%, win rate at Valencia 35.7, and he's
wow.
considered one of the worst coaches in history.
Jesus.
And he's played
So
two.
why-
That was his only stint.
Yeah, but why?
That was literally his only stint.
Why is
And then
Amarim
he never
getting a
went
green
back to
pass?
managing ever again.
I wouldn't
Well,
either. Amarim should
Look at Amarim prior to United.
He hasn't improved your squad.
He got
in any
smacked
shape
down.
or
No, we
form.
have. We have. The results haven't been coming, but in
Valencia,
terms of
yeah.
football, 100% we've improved. We look way better than we look
How long are you giving
under Ten Hag.
Anyway, my long story short is how long are you giving Amarim if he keeps losing next year? Early on, say for
Oh,
example.
no, it'll be like every single manager, bro.
It'll be
If-
Christmas.
Yeah, literally,
I reckon
they'll
It'll be
wait.
Christmas.
They'll wait 2-3 months. If nothing's
yeah.
improved, ciao.
Possibly.
Like, yeah, but you just got to be hopeful. I don't know. Something's different about Amarim, man.
You know, I'll put the link in and you pick which coach you would rather have because obviously the stats don't lie. I'd rather cop less.
Bro, one manager has won the league, has beaten.
Yeah,
you know,
in Portugal.
massive
Name me
European
5 teams from
teams.
Portugal.
Was one
No, I'm talking about Champions League.
I
When
actually couldn't
Sporting
do that.
did well
I
in the
honestly-
Champions League.
Sporting,
Okay, can you
Real
name 5
Betis,
teams from Portugal?
Benfica, Porto, yeah, that's 4. That's
Yeah.
it.
Braga.
Trinidad and Tobago, Isuzu,
Wow.
Southland, QMH, Chevrolet. I'm just reading names off there.
I want where to get off.
Yeah, where did you
And QMH.
and where did you get Southland from, bro?
Southland,
Spit it
up
out.
there.
Oh my
All right,
God.
so
Anyway.
we think United will win. I think United will win.
In my head, I want Spurs to win because I want Ange to win. I'm not saying this as a Liverpool fan just to like take the piss out of United. I actually just want Ange to win the trophy with Spurs because
I don't.
I think he deserves
Because
it.
then Ange is going to have that quote. I always
I
make
love
something.
it.
in
That's
my
what I
second
love
half.
it. I
So
love
many
it.
wins
That's
it.
heritage,
I don't
bro.
want him to win.
That's
it.
football
I
heritage
don't
on its
want him
own,
to win
yeah.
it.
It's so
Because
good.
it's going to be better to be like,
Let it happen.
no.
It was written, bro.
No.
It was
I-
written.
I think Spurs 2-1. Do I believe it's going to be Spurs
Bro.
2-1? Definitely not.
Bro, Chat GPT, if you go on Chat GPT, it already says Spurs have won 2-1.
How does it know that?
Bro, did you not see the thing I've sent you?
No. What? When did you send it?
I just
They
put
said
it just look,
JTB goes
on the
2025
21st of May, it says Spurs won the Europa final against United 2-1.
So you're saying the result is already
It's already
written.
So it must be somehow
It must be
correlated to
the Turkish
Galatasaray.
league. It must be like the Turkish league where the Yupper.
that and the Premier League for Liverpool.
Poghol, David Coote.
The Arsenal conspiracy.
Hey, look at this. UEFA Cup Europa League finals. 1991, we won against Barcelona. 2010, lost to Atletico. 2017, won against Ajax. 2025, lost to Tottenham.
What the hell? That's interesting, bro. Maybe the AI has just hit a point now where it sees
It
the
just
future.
knows, yeah. Just
knows.
screenshot that, send it to Burks, he'll slap it up.
I'll censor.
Yeah,
I'll censor.
All right, well,
Don't worry about that, Riyadh.
that's the main part of this podcast done.
Oh, can I go home now, bro?
No, we've got
No, hang on.
quiz time's coming up.
Before you do that,
Yeah.
I'm so nervous.
everyone said who they think they're going to win, but what are your actual score predictions?
I think United.
He thinks United's going to win.
United
gonna
win.
win.
You have a score. Do you
2-1.
want penalties?
No, I think 1-0 United. No,
Hopefully, it goes penalties.
I think 1-1 full time, 3-2 United extra time.
Riyadh?
But who's going to
Oh,
score? They
are
don't
you
score
gonna
goals.
predict?
I don't get.
No, I just think it's going to be
You're
like
predict?
you go, I go,
Yeah.
you attack, I attack. I don't think there's going to be any tactics in this game.
I actually don't want to predict, bro. I don't want
You
to
don't predict it, don't
No,
worry.
no, United's going to win, Riyadh.
I honestly think it's going to be one of those like just ridiculously shit games where,
Why do you
like you
look
said,
nervous for?
there's no actual tactic. It'll be like
Am I pale?
just attack.
Why do you look nervous?
I'm so nervous, bro.
You are pale. you are a little bit pale at the
Hey,
moment.
Riyadh, can't you just like imagine you say click full forward or fast forward, full forward, click fast forward, and then you can just be like, hey, OTB, I'm just going to fly out to the final. Wouldn't you just want that? Would you fly out right now if we could?
He won't make it.
Would you go to the final? No, I'm saying in general, like 2 days out.
If I could make it to a final,
I still wouldn't go to
the
the
Europa
I still wouldn't
League.
go. I still wouldn't go.
It's about the what ifs, like what if we won, and like you see
wouldn't
the
If we
celebration.
were in Europe,
Look,
surely
I'm at a
we
point where
But-
if Fener win the league, I'm going to fly out because that's been that long.
would far out.
Like,
You have to.
it's
You
been
have
that
to.
long.
No, you have to.
I'm
You
ready
have
to
to.
fly out.
I'd go for Arsenal.
Yeah.
You have to.
You know what I mean?
I'd go for Arsenal.
Like I said, my prediction is 2-1 Spurs. Do I believe it? No, but I think United get it done in extra time, and it's going to be an absolute snooze fest.
So wait, is it 2-1 United?
I said 2-1 Spurs. I want, in my heart, I reckon 2-1 Spurs. I don't believe it. I think United are going to win.
That's interesting. I say 1-0 Spurs. I reckon 1-0 Spurs.
So in my heart, I'm thinking that I want Spurs to win.
But you don't
2-1.
believe it?
But I don't believe it.
Yeah.
So then it's not in your heart.
It's not believable.
It's not in your heart though.
No, it is because you know who wants you. Like, there's a team that I hate more than Spurs, which is United.
United. No, fair.
I'm on the same boat as Ord, and
Yeah.
I think United are going to win this one. I think it's going to be one of those games where it's just no actual like semblance of any football tactics going on. It'll be a 3-3 at full time, and it'll be United like Harry Maguire or something scores the winner.
Hopefully,
It'll be like
Is he a best striker?
it'll be absolute scenes. Harry Maguire's going to score the winner. It'll be
Fuck, imagine that
4-3.
slab.
Yeah.
And I think I think United win it.
He'll be in your 14th stream by then,
And not to say like, I actually want the Spurs to win it for Ange for that reason, just so you can be like, yeah, there we go, I told you so, and then
told you,
leave,
mate.
You know, but
look,
but I
talking
think
about
I think United win
getting
it.
the job done. So this episode is proudly sponsored by our sponsors, On Call Emergency Plumbers. Aiden, the man to call. Give him a call on 0472 723 915. That's his personal number. Mention Off the Ball and get 5% off.
And that's for all your block drains, burst pipes, hot water service repairs, or any plumbing issues that you encounter.
That's southeast. He can go anywhere around.
Anywhere in Melbourne. He's the
Yep.
best plumber in Melbourne. And if you want proof, check his Google reviews. Check his website.
And that's any time, yeah.
Anytime. He's an emergency
24/7.
plumber, 24/7, but he also does everything else. So,
Once
On
again,
Call.
that phone number is 0472 723 915. On Call Emergency Plumbers.
Somewhere up here.
Aiden, the man. He's the man.
All right, thanks, guys. You've joined us for another episode of Off the Ball. We will be back at some point in the future. Thank you for tonight, Fiko.
Hey,
Our special
Thanks for having me, guys. Thank
quickly,
you.
sorry, quickly. Did we even introduce Fiko?
No,
Like,
we
I
didn't.
don't think we did.
Oh yeah, we did it.
What the fuck? You can chuck these later
You're
on.
just a part of the.
Bro, we didn't even.
You know what? I'm gonna put a picture of Becky on his head. This is Becky Jr.
The guy didn't come out.
Fuck, we
We didn't even think about it. We're just
Sorry,
like
bro.
He didn't say I'm a Liverpool supporter and you
No,
know
he's not.
I follow for Gala and
Sorry, the
this and
backstory will
that.
come later. There'll be
He
more,
only
we'll get into
came.
more episodes.
He only came because of this rubbish team here.
Well, this is Fiko. He's joined us today for the podcast. We'll see you when we see you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Like, subscribe, and share us around.